Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So before we get started with today's video, make sure to subscribe so you can see all my other videos. So let's get into these unpopular opinions. Oh, and these are just my opinions, so don't take it too seriously. So the first opinion is that La Ta Ta is (G)I-DLE's worst song. Now, when I say song, I mean title track. And I think this is actually going to be a very unpopular opinion because I think La Ta Ta is probably regarded as their best song by a lot of people. It's definitely the most popular. But the thing is, I'm kind of bored of it. Like, I never want to listen to it anymore. I never play it. And with their other songs, like, I find that if they come up, I want to listen to them and I feel excited. But with La Ta Ta, I don't know, maybe it's just because it's overplayed, but I'm kind of over it and I don't think it's that good of a song anymore. Now, my next opinion is that I don't really think it's a big deal that (G)I-DLE is kind of Soyeon and friends. And I don't mean to say that the other members of the group don't deserve success or things like that. But I think that's kind of the structure of the group, is it centered around Soyeon and her rapping and her writing abilities. And so obviously she's going to get the most lines. And I know recently it's kind of been Soyeon, Soojin, Minnie, and friends, but personally, Soyeon and Soojin are my two favorite members of the group, and I enjoy when they sing the most. And I know Miyeon is a main vocalist, so that kind of sucks. She doesn't get any lines. But personally, I don't really have that big of a problem with it. Partly because I don't, it's not my favorite group of all time, so I'm not super invested in all the members. So my third and final (G)I-DLE opinion is that I actually kind of like Señorita as a song. I know it was considered by many to be kind of a flop and their worst song, and the line distribution does suck, but as I just said, it doesn't really bother me too much. I think the only part I don't like about it is like the foo 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 part that Yuki sings towards the end. Like, it's kind of a waste of time. But other than that, I enjoy listening to the song. I enjoyed it when it came out. I listened to it a lot, and it's I don't say it's one of my favorite songs. It's kind of in the middle for me from (G)I-DLE. So my fourth opinion is that the people who constantly say, hashtag Stan Luna and all that actually makes me want to Stan Luna less, because it's kind of obnoxious. Like, I could go around saying Stan twice on every comment. It had nothing to do with K-pop in the first place, but I don't, because people can do what they want, and I don't think that's like the best way to get fans for a group. Like, if they actually want people to stan them, I think they would like not just be spamming that everywhere. They would be like sharing more about their members. And the members seem nice. I don't have an issue with Luna. Their music's just not my favorite, and I just don't really have a reason to stan them. So my fifth unpopular opinion is that As If It's Your Last is the only Blackpink song that doesn't really disappoint me in some way. So I have other Blackpink songs I like. I would say Boom Baya is probably my second favorite. But with Kill This Love, Doo 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 Doo, Playing With Fire, Stay, all those songs, they're like fine, but I don't think they're that great overall as songs. But As If It's Your Last is really just a bop that I play all the time. I love watching the music video to it. It's just my favorite song from them, and I think it's kind of the only one that's a really good song. So the next three opinions of mine are all Momoland related, because Momoland is one of my favorite groups. They are the first group that I started standing when I got into K-pop. And the first opinion is that Momoland is one of the most mistreated groups out there. Now, I know a lot of groups suffer bad management and mistreatment from their companies, from YG Entertainment, Starship Entertainment, the list really goes on. But Momoland is just, look at what's happening with their members. They're slowly dropping off, and they're being forced out of the group by a company, and they're being forced to pay for their own production and buy their way out of their contracts because they're not being allowed to work. It's just really horrible, and I feel really bad for them, especially because I've been a fan of them for so long, and I feel like really connected to the members and really invested in them. So it makes me really sad, like with Taehan, Daisy, and Yeonwoo leaving the group. But I hope something can change in the future. So my next Momoland opinion is that I'm So Hot was really trash, and I would have honestly preferred another Bam or Boom Boom, like a third one, over I'm So Hot. And I'm glad they switched it up, and definitely haters would have been going crazy if they had released a third one, but I think I'm So Hot is just not a good song. and yeah, it's not a good comeback. And it was really sad because it was the first one without all 9 members in a while, and I think it's just not a good song. That's all I can really say. So my last Momoland opinion is that something about their group is going to have to change and fast, or else they're going to fade into obscurity. And I don't want to say this, but with each comeback, they're slowly declining in popularity. And I think it really is due to the fact that their company is trash and mismanaging them. But I mean, thumbs up. I think it was a good comeback and a good song, and I enjoyed it. But it's just not to have the same popularity as the other songs did. And overall, it was kind of weak. I don't think they're really made to be a 6-member group. So I hope something happened with bringing back members that have left, or maybe switching concepts or something. But I think the way it's going is a kind of a downhill spiral. So my next opinion is that I don't like when people insist on standing only quote unquote underrated groups. I think people a lot of times think they're superior K-pop fans because they only stand groups no one has heard of, or their groups aren't, they don't like Red Velvet or Twice, they like some small group. And that's totally great to stand small groups. There's a couple small groups that I'm fans of, but people who insist on only standing smaller groups and pushing that, they only stand quote unquote underrated groups, does get annoying because it's like, have you even tried listening to some of the other groups, or you just don't want to be like everyone else? My final opinion is that when a group starts to get millions of views on music videos, I don't think they can really be considered underrated anymore. They're just not, super popular. Maybe they're not from the big 3. Like, for instance, one of the groups, my favorite groups is CLC, and I wish more people knew about them, but they are somewhat famous and pretty well known, so I can't really call them underrated because there's so many groups that are way smaller than them that really don't have as many fans. I could say that I wish CLC was bigger, but I have to be happy with the fact that they're at least somewhat famous and they have a good amount of fans. So yeah, that is all for my opinions today. I definitely have more that I would love to share later, but I'm going to stop each video probably at 10 opinions because I got to have more content for future videos. So yeah, that's it. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me. Bye.